Bombers know this about subways. The more enclosed the space, the more deadly the explosions. So it was that most Brussels deaths happened below ground in a packed carriage as it pulled into the Molenbeek metro station. One suicide bomber may be joined by his mysterious accomplice. Not many details, because unlike the airport explosions, there are few pictures of the immediate aftermath. This, one of the only images. Not many were close enough to see, then survive that moment. One metro car safely back, an almost clinical announcement to evacuate.
An incident has just occurred on the line.
Journalist Evan Lamos had the presence of mind to turn on his camera. His ears had popped. There was a rush of air. He knew something had happened.
There was smoke that was in the tunnel, and that was kind of the indicator that something was really wrong. This wasn't just an accident.
Lamos's eerie images of the people in his undamaged car have gone global. That haunting sound all heard of someone screaming was a toddler, he says, crying only because a stranger was carrying him while his mother got off the train. He had seen nothing horrific, but that sound stuck.
I think he was just very alarmed, and in a way I think he was vocalizing what some of us were feeling internally.
Lamos walked back through the tunnel and out, only grasping the truth when he got to ground level and saw the likes of what hotel manager Hans van der Biezen was doing.
We were about 10 people, giving some really basic first aids to those people. Took some water, we took some towels.
His hotel, less than 20 meters from the Molenbeek exit, choked with smoke and the bewildered. The hotel lobby turned into a triage. Terror sounding nothing like you'd ever imagined.
That was so quiet, and so everyone was probably in a state of shock.
A lot happens in the minds of the silent in Brussels. At that metro station today, not one soul expressed an ounce of surprise that this had happened. Like Dominic Ostayan, they'd been bracing for it since Paris. Understanding EU policy is his job, and suddenly he sees it through a new bloody prism.
The mill of policymaking is slow grinding. People expect answers. Every moment that something like this happens, yes, there's that increased urgency. Something needs to be happening.
Hurrying policy is as antithetical to the EU in Brussels as the specter of suicide bombings here used to be. So what's the pace of change here? Consider that back in November, France and Belgium talked of finding a way to urgently work harder at sharing intelligence. When did officials finally sit down to talk through how to make that happen? Monday. The attacks would come less than 24 hours later. Adrienne Arsenault, CBC News, Brussels.